what was the primary vision or intent of CanWebTV?
The primary intent of CanWebTV was to offer something different, that you could have local programming and also international programming on it. Like, what I initially thought was that you could have, instead of having local cable stations, you could have a CanWebTV station in each locale, so that you could get, the school ball games on it. You could get local issues, neighborhood issues, broadcasts, so that everybody would know about it. There would be the issue that you would know what's going on in the city, and not just by the press that's regulated, but by like open people saying, straight up things. And the idea was that we'd have a CanWeb in each city, but as it worked out, we didn't go that far.
Oh, so there was a bigger market, like a global market.
It's not just heard here. It's not just heard here in Canada. It's not just heard in Hamilton. It's heard all over the world, and it has the possibility to be heard all over the world. There's a company that came out, and they call themselves the Wayback Machine. And now you can go in and you can look at old websites and old things that have come on the internet. They supposedly they have millions of terabytes of information that you can go back in the Wayback Machine and take a look. And information, knowledge, etc. is power. A lot of times governments and a lot of times even local governments don't want you to know what's really going on, so they can control society, control the crowd, control their local population. And with internet broadcasting, you can't do that because it's unregulated as of yet. It's still unregulated. And when something does go out, it doesn't just go out in your local community, it goes out all over the world. And so internet broadcasting, the regulations are coming. There's already Senate committees meeting on this, and let's see, wow, it's over 10 years ago. Over 10 years ago, they didn't think that, like we'd be receiving internet TV on cell phones, and it wouldn't be like all over the place as it is now. So now it's even more threatening because of the information that's being transmitted, and it's unregulated. So that means that you can say basically whatever you want to say, and it could be true, it could be false. But for the majority, it's a lot of truth that's trying to get out there that couldn't get out there before because of the regulations.
Do you think that was unfortunate?
Well, the market was definitely created with internet television, where people could do their own like backyard TV productions and things like that. Like, you wanted to see yourself on the internet, or you wanted other people to see you. It became a tool for the media that a lot of comics got discovered. Many people have been discovered through YouTube. There was a video that was put on YouTube, like Gangnam Style, got millions and millions of hits. People watching it because it was funny, it was alive, and it was something very creative. Well, in the olden days, you had to pretty much beg, borrow, and steal, or do whatever you could to get airplay for your video or to get airplay for your song on the radio. Well, now with this internet, there is no beg, borrowing, and doing whatever. It's, you can pop it on there and then people watch it. Like, they find it. Different places like Media Channel will pick it up, YouTube, many different organizations, and you get instant celebrity status almost.
So with all the restrictions and commercials and etc., complicating videos, is that a major threat? Like, I would think that that would totally kind of null down your videos. Is that a problem? Because from what I've seen, YouTube does that so much, always, with all the commercials and videos and stuff. It makes things almost nonsense.
Well, YouTube has changed. When YouTube first went up, they didn't have two sections of YouTube. They just had one YouTube. And now they have two sections. Two sections are for regular, and the other section is for adult. Like, you actually have to sign in and provide your name and your birth date, that you're over 18 or 19 years old. Then you can go into the adult section. The adult section is pretty much unrestricted.
So, realistically, the only difference between CanWeb and YouTube is with YouTube you can upload spontaneously.
Well, no, CanWeb, we took a look at different things and stuff like that, and we weren't going to have product that we put out there that was going to have liability issues. And, it worked out that we were okay with that. We didn't have any problems. There wasn't anybody screaming at us. We did our own self-regulation.
Why Canada? Why call it CanWebTV?
Because CanWeb was Canadian web television. It was developed in Canada, all right, and I thought that Canada should get the recognition as to this is where it was developed, this is where it was started. It wasn't started in USA, so we didn't call it USA Web TV or Australian Web TV or something like that. This actually started here in Canada, so it's Canadian web television. Realistically, it could be anywhere in the world it could have started, but it started here because I'm the originator.
Do you feel any regret that the Canadian government did not believe in or support your project?
Throughout history, Canada has not been noted exactly as being entrepreneurial. Like the latest, biggest venture that I'm aware of in Canada was Research in Motion out of Kitchener, also known as BlackBerry. And that was a very big entrepreneurial thing. And it was not even funded by Canadians. Canadians put it together, but when it came right down to it, it was funded by people out of the country. Canadians don't seem to support their own very much. They're not like Americans. They're not patriotic. They're more of a passive and sort of almost like a doubting Thomas out of the Bible. And they doubt their own fellow man instead of supporting and saying, yeah, okay, this is a great thing. Let's move on. Let's help it out. Alexander Graham Bell was another issue as well. Like you look at Alexander Graham Bell. He started his development of the telephone right here in Canada, in Brantford, Ontario. They have a monument to him. They have some of the other things in the museum there, all for Alexander Graham Bell. But in reality, he may have developed the telephone here. He may have tried to sell the idea, what have you. But he had to take it to Washington, D.C., which is in the States, and it had to go from there. It didn't fly here in Canada, but the Americans grasped the idea and they said, yeah, this will work, And there's a lot of different things that have happened, and it was developed here in Canada, and then it was actually produced in the States because Canadians couldn't get their heads around it.
Does that mean Canada is not entrepreneurial?
Well, I don't want to knock Canada about not backing entrepreneurs and things like that. I was actually watching a show. They have two shows now. One called Shark Tank, and the other one called Dragon's Den. And it's to help entrepreneurs. But in reality, the entrepreneurs are there, and they're making their business and they're doing things. But in order to get the help from these, whether it be from the Shark Tank show or the Dragon's Den, they have to give huge percentages of their companies that they worked hard for, and they come up with the ideas and all that themselves. They have to give up the huge percentages just to go forward. And while it's likely the same in the States.
Why did you choose music for the first worldwide launch?
Music is universal, and the reason why we interviewed Stylordz as part of our first genre for the first episode of CanWeb, right off the start, is because music is...
So music's everywhere, right?
Yeah, music's everywhere.
Music's got to be everywhere. It's the thing. It's a good choice. Really, it is.
And hip-hop is pretty much the largest audience right now of youth is involved in hip-hop. The younger the people, it seems as though the more they address technology, and it would be younger people who at that time, and still till now, it's younger people who are addressing technology and are looking at it and looking at different things and accepting of new ways. They're more malleable to accepting new ways and new things, whereas people that are older, they aren't that interested in accepting things. And music is, like I said, music is a universal turnkey. Everyone likes music. Even, it was kind of funny. I remember some of the 50 Cent stuff that came out, and the big hit In the Club came out. And I was at this golf and country club in Burlington, and I heard it come on, and here's all these seniors, people 65 and up, and they're dancing to In the Club. Music is universal, and hip-hop seems to be appealing to almost all ages now. But in the beginning, it was pretty much just youth, and youth is who would embrace new technology.
Do they have the rights for the actual list?
Is this an independent source outside from local media?
Yeah, Media Channel is out of the States. It has nothing to do with us in Canada. And they rated us. I can't remember how many emails I was getting for interest, for advertising in channels and all that kind of stuff. And I think it was 3 days ago, there was a release about Google advertising. Google advertising is the leader in advertising of all the people that are doing internet broadcasting right now, and their internet, just the commercial sales, like the commercials, are topping $19 billion a month.
I noticed this list has Yahoo and QuickTime on it.
Yes, QuickTime is Apple Computer.
Yeah, those are some pretty billionaire companies.
It's Apple Computer, the same as Apple Computer, which is iPhones. It's not just iPhones, iPads, iTouch.
I have a list right here which states CanWeb was the first on Media Channel.
What put us in first of all the other channels that Media Channel was monitoring was not just that we were live streaming, but also that it was a product that people wanted to see. Like, it wasn't how you get to be first is they're not monitoring, well, okay, they're doing live streaming, so they're going to be first. No, it's how many people are actually coming to the site to watch the live streaming or to look at the downloads and make a download or whatever. So we were getting the highest amount of hits or highest amount of people or volume coming or traffic coming to the site for people to watch, and that's how we became number one. It's not just because we did live streaming.
CanWeb was first place?
There was no buffering, it was just download, period.
So I guess CanWeb preceded YouTube.
Yeah, CanWeb definitely preceded YouTube.
One, CanWebTV. 2, Movie TV. 3, Yahoo Broadcast. 4, Silversow.com. 5, Like Television. 6, Cinema Pop. 7, 01 Films. 8, QuickTime Channels. 9, Keen TV. 10, NetBroadcaster.com.